When we talk about future long-term care options, I wanted to show some price comparisons from a national perspective. And this is important to give you an idea of what everything may cost, especially when you're looking at a bucket of money associated with your long-term care insurance policy that you have available to spend. When you look at the homemaker companion, home health aide and CNA services, assisted living community, and skilled nursing home, those numbers were taken from the 2021 Genworth Cost of Care Survey and are based on an annual rate divided by 12 months. For the homemaker companion services and the home health aide services, home health aide and CNA services, it assumes 44 hours of care per week. The costs for independent living were taken from assistedliving.org. When we looked at their website, they took the assisted living monthly cost from the Genworth Cost of Care Survey and created their estimates based on the assumption that independent living cost approximately 30 to 50% less per month than assisted living. Now, a couple of important things to note. The first thing is that the homemaker and companion services, as well as the home health aide and CNA services, are going to vary in terms of cost. Not everyone needs 44 hours of care per week. At our agency, our clients are receiving probably about 20 hours of care per week on average. So the cost for those services, the in-home care services, may actually be less for many than what you're seeing here. In our experience, in-home care is actually going to cost less than assisted living just by nature of the fact that most individuals will require less than 44 hours of care per week. But also note, needs can change over time and sometimes dramatically at any given moment. And I say that because if someone all of a sudden needs round-the-clock or 24-hour care, the cost of in-home care will increase substantially. Another important note, so for all of these, with the exception of independent living communities, in theory, you could file a claim against your long-term care insurance. So let's now talk about independent living communities. So sometimes individuals will downsize from their home and move into an independent living community. However, an independent living community is just as it states, independent. So it does not give you the opportunity to initiate a claim on your long-term care insurance because they're not offering any level of care. However, it's very common for individuals living in independent living communities to receive the services of a home care agency like home helpers to support them, which could be paid for by a long-term care insurance policy benefits. So the main point of this slide is to really understand the cost and understand how it impacts that bucket of money associated with your long-term care insurance policy. Oftentimes, individuals will stay at home and receive services from a home care provider for the sake of being able to manage and control those costs and to not run out of money. Certainly, however, there are situations where those homemaker and companion or home health aide and CNA services will exceed the cost of living in a facility, and you have to consider those situations as well. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you watch the next video as we continue this discussion about long-term care insurance policies.